Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of QUACKAST. For tonight, we are going to look at our game that we played on Thursday against the Vancouver Canucks, and we will look at tonight's game versus... Wait a minute, am I reading this correctly? The Sharks? We played these dudes! Literally on Tuesday in San Jose when we beat them 6-5 in the shootout, but apparently weird scheduling by the wonderful NHL says we are going to be playing in San Jose once again.
Interesting.
Very well then, let's break that down on this episode of QUACKAST. For the Canucks game on Thursday, we had a barrage of scoring. However, the result, not what we wanted. Ducks lose by a count of 8-5 to the Vancouver Canucks. And all I can really say is, I'm going to go back to what I said on episode 4. What is defense? You Canuckleheads have no idea how to defend the zone. You're not taking guys away from the space. You're giving them too much time to shoot.
Calm down.
John Gibson looks like Swiss cheese, as is tradition around here. And he is just not good anymore. Sometimes the passion just dies for John Gibson. And that is really explained by giving up 5 goals in the third period. 5. That's pathetic.
Brother, this guy stinks!
8-5 loss to the Canucks. Going over the scoring, Troy Terry gets us on the board first on a power play goal?
Impossible!
Now where has that been in the last 10 games? Troy Terry off a nice play from John Klingberg snipes one past Spencer Martin for his 5th of the season to make it 1-0. Another stupid penalty by these Ducks. Max Comtois tripped up JT Miller. He goes to the box. Bo Horvat converts on the power play, 1-1 after 1. The second period, the Canucks really put on the pressure, and middle of the period, Elias Pettersson, given way too much time, gets a 2-1 lead for the Canucks, and then JT Miller would follow suit 4 minutes later, making it 3-1 on a snapshot. A goal basically out of nowhere from Ryan Strome. It was just a great shot over the top of Spencer Martin, the backup goalie, to make it 3-2 with 46 seconds left in the second. And then the third period is when it really gets crazy. Dakota Joshua, who's really just a fourth liner, he got a goal on a backhand because we gave him way too much space and he outworked our defenders. It's his second as a Canuck to make it 4-2. And we challenged this goal for goalie interference. And this challenge, while Dallas Aikens is not a fan of challenges, he used this challenge. He failed it. And you could argue that there might have been goalie interference. But the NHL and their crazy set of rules say, if you get this challenge wrong, you get penalized. So some person has to go to the penalty box for serving 2 minutes for delay of game because of unsuccessful challenge. Let's fast forward about 4 seconds later. Andrei Kuzmenko, their new free agent from the KHL, gets a goal on the power play because, again, he finds himself all alone because our defense is as effective as a twig against a raging waterfall. 5-2 Canucks. The Ducks try to come back with 2 more. Comtois and Zegras each scored. Hey, look at this. Zegras scored on the power play. 2 power play goals in a game. That's actually good. It's just a shame that Andrei Kuzmenko scored the next 2 for the Canucks to give himself his first career hat trick in his 6th career game. And of course it comes against this lowly franchise. 7-4 Canucks. Jones gets on the back late in the third period, and then Bo Horvat empty netter 8-5. So very ugly game. As we try to come back, the Canucks, the pressure was way too much. They shoot easy goals past Swiss cheese Gibson. 8-5 the Canucks win. That was brutal, UGLY of a game.
Correct!
For tonight's game against the Sharks, obviously both these teams are still just as terrible, even after just about 3-4 days of not seeing each other. We're going to get a pretty similar matchup. We're getting Anthony Stolarz in net again, which is good. Maybe the Swiss cheese holes can patch up for about 24 hours. And we will see, as I said, see Stolarz instead. And we get to see the other goalie for the Sharks, James Reimer, the veteran, who we have faced a couple of times. Reimer's in his last start made 41 saves in a 4-3 loss to the Florida Panthers. The impact players to watch, I would say, well, let's start with the Sharks, and obviously Erik Karlsson. The dude is on an absolute roll right now. He's got 10 goals in 13 games. He's on one of the hottest paces ever by a defenseman right now. He's got 10 goals and 18 points through 13 games played, 10 goals, 8 assists.
Impressive!
Leading his team in goals by a wide margin, doubling what his teammate Nico Sturm has. He has 5. Well, Nico Sturm also is another player to watch. Again, he scored in the game against us on Tuesday, I think. If not, he had an assist. 5 goals and an assist for 6 points. Also, as I said, Logan Couture, he was pretty impactful. And Timo Meier are the biggest 4 to watch. Timo Meier's always had great numbers against us. Meier's got 4 goals and 4 assists for 8 points through 13 games played. Couture, very good numbers against the Ducks. Great on the power play. Very good at even strength. A wonderful skater. Like Meier, also 4 and 4 for 8 points. Keep your eye on all 3. Numbers 65, 7, 39, and 28. Karlsson 65, Sturm 7, Couture 39, and Meier 28. And let's also watch, I would actually say one more. Let's watch for Tomas Hertl. Only 1 goal so far, and it was in the Czech series, or in the Global Series when they were in the Czech Republic to play the Nashville Predators. That's Hertl's only goal so far, but like Couture, he's hurt the Ducks many times in his career. A goal and 7 assists for 8 points through 13 games so far for Tomas Hertl. Keep your eye on him. Number 48. Let's look at the Ducks players to watch. To start the season, Trevor Zegras right now is leading our team in goals by a very narrow margin to his teammate Troy Terry. Zegras has 10 points so far this season through a grand total of 11 games played. 7 goals, 3 assists, 10 points, 11 games played. That's pretty good. Troy Terry's got 5 goals, and he scored it on the power play like I alluded to earlier. He's got 5 goals and 10 assists for 15 points in 11 games played, so over a point per game when you do your math there. Max Comtois has been getting pretty hot. He scored again. He's got goals in consecutive games. Let's see if he can make it 3 in a row. And he's got 3 goals, no assists for 3 points in 11 games so far. He's starting to pick it up a little bit. Let's also keep an eye on the defenseman John Klingberg. He had an assist in the game against Vancouver, and he's up to 5 assists now, 5 points in 11 games played. All are in the assist department. Prediction? I'm going to be bold, folks. I'm going with a win. I'm going with a win. It's going to be past regulation again because both these defenses are terrible and they suck air. And this game is going to go to another shootout, and I have the Ducks prevailing in the shootout again in 3 rounds. The Ducks winning the shootout 1-0 and the game by a score of 4-3. Let's look at the next game tomorrow against the Florida Panthers. Looking at tomorrow's game against the Florida Panthers, this is a back-to-back. Both teams are on back-to-backs, I do believe. Yep, both teams are on back-to-backs. We will face Spencer Knight in goal. Spencer Knight has 1 career start against us last year. Guess what he did? It was a shutout. Clearly, that start, it was not our night.
Oh, you stink!
Yeah, feel free to click off my video. So, the Panthers are a insanely good team, but they're not off to the greatest start. They're 6-4-1. They're not like as lethal as we saw them last year. But they've still got some crazy good players, and one of them, we know this guy really well, Matthew Tkachuk. Remember him?
Suspended.
Came from the Flames in a major trade that sent their longtime franchise face, Jonathan Huberdeau, to the Flames. And that's a very good player for Calgary to get. Carter Verhaeghe is a very solid pickup for Florida from the Lightning that they had a couple years ago. Verhaeghe this season, 9 points in 11 games, 5 goals and 4 assists. So that's pretty good. He's also got 3 goals in his last 5 and has a +4 rating in his last 5. Alexander Barkov is a very smooth hockey player. He's got unbelievable hands and he can make great moves. Keep your eye on him, number 16. And let's also keep an eye on the former Duck who's somehow fourth on his team in points this year, Brandon Montour, wearing number 62, a great right-hand shot defenseman. That was what he was always touted as when he was a prospect. He's got 8 points so far this season, and 3 of them are goals. 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points in 9 games. Keep your eye on Brandon Montour, number 62. Predictions, Spencer Knight shuts us out again. Panthers win 5-0 because John Gibson's going to have no chance against them. That's my predictions, and that's this episode. What did you think? Leave your comments down below. Remember to hit like and subscribe if you have not done so already, and leave your comments below, and be sure to click the bell in the corner to be notified when I post new videos to the channel. Have a good night, stay safe, let's go Ducks, let's get a win.